every single thing I've ever done, yeah, when it's been the first time, it's always been uncomfortable. Like doing it the first time. Like I remember the first couple podcasts that we would have done. Like the beginning, like my heart's kind of beating. Like I'm a bit shaky. I'm like, damn,
nerves and then
yeah, you feel it all. So the first time anybody does anything, like it is nerve wracking, no matter who a person is.
Hello, my peoples. Yeah, welcome back to another Speak Your Source video. It's your boy Bongs.
And it's Shay over here.
Shay Ventures.
Oh, sorry, boss. Shay Ventures.
Yeah, come on. Some consistency, man. You gotta let them know what the handles and everything there.
Shay Ventures, Shay. Call me Shay Ventures and Shay. And then follow me on Shay Ventures.
Yeah, man. Like he said. Yeah, so welcome back to another video. It's been a little minute. But they would have seen last week's video.
It's been a minute since we've been in the studio,
but we've uploaded.
Back to back for you lot.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit crazy, you know. My life has, I think I've stabilized my life now. Just a little update, guys. I think my life is now back, kind of, under control a little bit. You know, I've gone to grips now. Yeah, brother, I'm enjoying life. You know, life is good again. Being challenged, being pushed to the limits. So yeah, I'm enjoying life. Any quick notices you want to give to the people before we get into it?
Okay, notices. Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Let's jump straight into it then. So what I wanted to talk about today, this was kind of a request from one of you lovely fans out there, was talking about stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I guess what they're looking for us, or like what we can really talk about, is basically comfort zone. What is it? The purpose of it, and why you should step out of comfort zone, and our own experiences with dealing with the comfort zone. So, my friend, as per usual, if you'd like to define under your understanding what comfort zone means, is, and yeah, we can go from there.
Without using the word, damn. So, comfort zone being, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to explain it without using the word, you know, because it's just what you're comfortable doing. You're in space. You don't want to step outside of what you're used to.
Yes.
You don't want to step outside of what you're used to.
Exactly. Yeah. So the comfort zone is a place where you're used to, where you feel calm, peaceful, safe, secure, whatever it is, and you don't want to move out of it, right?
Yeah.
And would you say there's any negative? Because I think what I'm getting drawn towards is I have this association of like comfort zone, let's stay well away from it, right? But then where for yourself, give me an example for you what your comfort zone would be for yourself.
Even like all of this, being in front of the camera, talking, all this stuff. At the beginning, it was outside of the comfort zone. Like we had to get used to being in front of the camera and talking into the camera and still being yourself.
Just a quick one. When you say in the beginning it was outside of your comfort zone, how do you know it was out? Like what made it
uncomfortable? So I think you know that something's outside of your comfort zone if it's uncomfortable to do it. So if you go to do it and you have to think twice, if it doesn't come naturally, I think anything that doesn't come natural is outside of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Anything that doesn't come to you as a norm, basically. Yeah. And why do you think we have such a thing as, let's say, a comfort zone, or
Well, but is it biologically? I don't know.
Biologically.
We're as humans, we're built to be comfortable. Because at the end of the day, we're here to survive, and our survival instinct keeps us within our comfort zone. And the stepping outside of that then allows you to grow, but also puts you at risk.
Yeah.
So even little things like, for example, being in front of a camera, being outside your comfort zone, it's like that feeling that gives you that discomfort. And as soon as you start to feel discomfort, automatically, like, you just don't want to do something that pushes you away. Yeah. So you gotta get past that, overcome that, and then you just take that with everything.
No, I completely agree with you. I think one thing I've been privileged, just a quick, let's say, context, is that I've been surrounded by people like yourself, similar to me, that are willing to kind of push themselves outside of the comfort zone. So where it's like, there are certain things I don't like to do, or I'm not used to doing, but I've kind of, since I was younger, always gone out of my way to push myself outside of my comfort zone, and that then has almost become my comfort zone of doing things differently or changing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like for people, their norm is the comfort zone. So then it's like, how does one get outside of the comfort zone? How do they even go about considering moving outside of the comfort zone, and why should they, if that makes sense?
I think it's if you just want more out of yourself or out of life. Like to get more, you have to become more. Like you have to push yourself outside of what you know. And that just goes for anything. So I guess that's the start. If you want to be something that you're not, or have something that you don't have, you're gonna have to do something that you've never done before. So going from the very basis of it to even, let's say, talking to a stranger that's outside of people's comfort zones. Like if you want to be able to make new friends, you're gonna have to talk to a stranger at some point. So
why? Like how?
Because if you don't talk to anybody new, then you're not gonna meet anybody new. If you don't meet anybody new, then you don't make any more friends. Like you're just kind of relying on it happening by accident, or even if somebody comes to you, like to be able to talk to them when you've never spoken to them before, you need to sort of like done it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And I think given a real life example for myself, once again, before I met you, my comfort zone was very much I was very comfortable doing what I know. So what I knew to do was literally just play sports, do education.
I remember when I first met Sia wouldn't even go out to a stranger to ask for directions.
But like in the shopping center, right? Like I didn't want to talk to strangers in the shopping center.
It was nuts.
I didn't want to go out to restaurants.
You didn't want to ask waiters for anything. Like
didn't want to travel.
But why would you say that was then? Like, what do you feel at that point? Like, let's say for example, you're lost and you need to ask for directions. Like, what stops you from going and asking a stranger for directions?
You know what it is? It's the in my head, it was the thought of walking up to somebody and having to talk. There was just I couldn't define it, but it was just stay away. That's all it was. Like I didn't really, let's say, explore why am I being so fearful, but it was just like every time I have to talk to somebody new, I'd get anxious, and it would just like make my heart rate speed up and all of that stuff.
And it's discomfort, so you're up.
Exactly. So then I was like, okay, let me just find it my own way. La 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 la. So then So that's what it was.
Yeah, that goes for anything. So let's say you go from talking to somebody, that's one thing. Let's say doing something that you've never done before, and then let's say an activity to step out your comfort zone, to say tick off one of your bucket list items. Let's say skydiving, for example. It's a big extreme for a lot of people, but people won't do it because of the thought of how uncomfortable it is. Step out of your comfort zone, do it, and now you just experienced a new thing. It's like always take that approach of, if it won't kill you, then it's gonna help you grow.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and I think even as like human interest, if you will. So there's this theory called like the Goldilocks effect, right? So if we're talking about it from like a business perspective, when we're working, let's say we've got a challenge, we've got a project we need to work on. If the project is too hard for us, then we won't want to take part in it, because it would just make us want to take our hair out. But then if the project is too easy, we'll get bored very easily, right? So it's like when you're considering doing things outside of your comfort zone, I'm not saying as somebody that's socially anxious to then go and try skydive. Or to go to a random party or a random club and talk to strangers. But then
you've got to start from somewhere. It's like gradual.
Yes.
I think at the end of the day, you do need to do something. I think even using that example of, let's say you go to uni and now you've got coursework that you're not used to doing. You've got an essay to write. That essay is outside of your comfort zone. You're not used to having to write an essay, so it's a pressure that you haven't felt before. So now this is where you've got to challenge yourself and think, cool, if I can overcome this, if I just do it, then I will be able to do it going forwards. If you now just stop and run away from it, you're never going to be able to do it.
I completely agree with you. And I think when it comes to, let's say, the comfort zone, kind of some top tips on how does somebody get started on, okay, let me step out of the comfort zone. I think what it first begins on is like, why do you want to get out of the comfort zone? You know what I mean? You don't have to always go into that depth of detail, but it's like if you're struggling to kind of find that push to start, then just figure out why you're actually trying to do it. If not, then just get started. If that makes sense.
I think before anything, you know, like how you said the Simon's book on Start With Why. Like I think every single thing like has to start with a why. Everything that you do. Otherwise, you've got no reason to be doing it. You've got nothing to push you through doing it. Because especially if it's especially if it's a comfort zone thing, like it's gonna be difficult. If you haven't got a why, then you're gonna stop when it gets uncomfortable.
So for example, similar to me, when it was the whole thing about being able to approach people, going out to eat and restaurants and all that stuff. When you start to forced me to do it. I think it was, for me, it was the reverse of not necessarily why I should step out of my comfort zone, but it was why am I in my comfort zone, if that makes sense. So why am I not approaching people? I was like, I don't have a good enough reason that's holding me back. So then it's like, okay, fuck it, let me just do it, if that makes sense. But I think it might be a lot harder for the average person that has a, let's say, valid reason why they're afraid to step out of said comfort zone. Whether it's, let's say, somebody that's overweight needs to go to the gym and their comfort zone is not going to the gym, it's just eating comfort food. So how do they step out of that comfort zone? You know what I mean?
In them cases, that is where you need the why. I think for people who are used to, for people who can like just think and act, different story. Because now you're thinking about your why not. Why can't I go and approach somebody? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Like, I'm me. Like, I should be able to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
That's them kind of people. But then the other people who aren't like that, I think, they need the why. Because when things get hard, like, you might start small, you start from day one, but when it gets hard, it's your why that will keep you going and push you through.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's all well and good. Like, I think for me also, it's so fun stepping outside of your comfort zone, because you almost realize how great you actually are. Or
it's
like
fun if you overcome it. Because it's not fun in the moment. Like, the first time you have to do anything, I remember, like, for example, the first time I would have had to approach a girl to get her number, like on the street, and it's like your heart is beating. Like,
like you're going against human nature. Like,
your bones are jittering a lot. Yeah, and it's like, and you might even stutter. You might not be able to get your words out, all this stuff. But then it's like, I remember the feeling of after you've done
that's the feeling,
and you come away with the number,
going through it. But you know what it is though? It's like, win or loss though. It's let's say obviously you win or you learn, all of that shit. But it's like, once you get through it, it's like that realization of, you know what? It's not that bad. That's the thing. Like, regardless of if you get the number or not, it's always realizing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so scared to approach this woman to ask for directions. I go talk to her and I'm like, wait, what was I actually scared about? And it's that. Then you know what I mean? And
always that think about when you was a kid, for example, the first time you went on a roller coaster. Like, imagine how much you'd have been shitting it to go on that roller coaster
in the line,
and now you come up, you're like, yo, that was lit. I want to go again.
I want to. Now you feel on top of the world.
But it's just hard. Like I said, just naturally we shy away from discomfort. So that is where, again, going back to your reason why, like, if you've got your why, you have a reason to push yourself past discomfort. And that just goes for everything. It's kind of like in the gym, if you're like, going to the gym is painful, like you're putting you're feeling physical pain to work out and get fit. But if you don't have a reason to be feeling like, why, like, you just stop. Like, why am I putting myself through pain for no reason?
What's the point? Like, what am I doing? Let me just give up.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. What would you say are currently the things that you're doing that are forcing you outside of your comfort zone? Anything new? Anything ongoing? like right now?
Even everything. Like, I'm not like, just being in front of the camera, for example, like, I've had to learn how to be comfortable in front of a camera. Like, I've had to learn how to be able to still, like, be you in front of a camera.
Okay.
It's something that was uncomfortable at the beginning. It's not uncomfortable now. That's because we've done it so many times.
Yeah.
And I think just even like, for example, going on TikTok live, like, when we first would have started with that, even that uncomfortable to begin with.
Yeah.
It's like, you're sitting there and you've just got people watching you and you're just doing they can't even talk back. Like, you can't read comments.
So you have to just keep yourself.
Yeah.
Let me just build on that. So I'm somebody watching from the YouTube now, and I'm thinking, but it's easy for you to say Shay because you're you, because you've been doing YouTube for so long, or you've got some outgoing friends. Like, how do you
start from the
relate to that?
Like, the relatability is, like, I was exactly the same as everybody else at day one. Like, at day one wasn't long ago. Day one of starting the whole YouTube stuff was a year and, what was it? 2020. So September 2020. So that would have been just like a year and a few months, a year and a half, let's say, a year and a half ago. I would have started at the exact same spot, like, of, this is uncomfortable, have to do it. And it's just, like I said, having your reason why to do it, having your reason to push you through.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
everybody starts from, like
From
I said,
ground
even
zero.
the whole approaching people. Like I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be able to just talk to strangers, to approach people. So I remember I started off, I actively would have done it. So I would have, like, on the street, smile at strangers as I go past them. Start with that, for example. Start small. Next might be just say good morning to people on a random.
Yeah,
Next would be, okay, cool. Like, if I'm standing at a bus or whatever, like, good morning, have a conversation with random people. Then after that, it's okay, cool. I can do that with normal people. How about, can I approach a girl now and get a number, like, on the street?
Jesus, that's a big jump.
I know it's not just like that, not just like that, but it's kind of like just all of that stuff. And it's like, even every single thing I've ever done, yeah, when it's been the first time, it's always been uncomfortable, like doing it the first time. Like I remember the first couple podcasts that we would have done. Like the beginning, like my heart's kind of beating. Like I'm a bit shaky. I'm like, damn,
nerves and them.
Yeah, you feel it all. So the first time anybody does anything, like it is nerve wracking, no matter who a person is, unless they're just talented in the space. So yeah, I think the whole relatability stuff, it's just remembering that everybody's going through the same stuff.
If I just tie it back then for yourself, so so the current things that you're going through that are pushing you outside of your comfort zone. So you mentioned that obviously this podcast, doing this, being on camera, XYZ, anything else, like a live present example of
well, my job day to day is out of my comfort zone. Like I've got to talk to people of all levels of seniority, get information out of them and what they do, and sell them opportunities. Like that alone is outside my comfort zone. Not only am I talking to like a stranger, but I have to actually have like a full-on conversation where I need the information. Not just that, but it's like just everything. I think.
Can I quickly ask? Sorry, how is that outside your comfort zone? Because obviously you mentioned that you've been talking to strangers,
to normal people. Well, there's a difference between talking to somebody just to talk to them and talking to somebody that you're actually trying to get information out of.
Okay.
Like I can't if I leave the conversation without what they do, what they might be looking for, even how much they earn. Like I need to get everything. Then I haven't come out with everything.
Okay, and then that's where the comfort zone is kind of being pushed out for you.
Yeah, just to be able to jump on. I've got to jump on the phone randomly. I've got to cold call people at times, like all of it. It's just always just everything. I think every day stepping out of the comfort zone. Even like I said, this is ongoing, stepping out of our comfort zone. Just being on camera all the time. Like it's not in my natural thing. Like it's not in my natural comfort.
And then what's the byproduct of it? What's the end of it? So what are you getting out of it?
The end is just the results of everything that's being built. I would like to be able to live the kind of life where I can do what I want, where I can basically do what I want to do and get paid to do it. In the world that we're in now, like it's easiest to kind of do that through the whole entertainment industry.
Okay.
So it's the results at the end of the day, man. Like that is my reason to push it, because I have that end goal. That's just why I'm doing it.
This is kind of the current roadblock to prevent you from doing that.
Yeah, you just gotta get through it, man. And it only gets easier. Like I said, yes, out of my comfort zone, but you wouldn't think so, because like I'm used to doing it. Every single thing gets easier.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
What about for you? Like, what would you say right now you're doing that's outside your comfort zone?
For me, I'll probably say two things I'm doing. So the first one is making TikTok content. I think for me that's definitely outside of my comfort zone.
Videos.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking. I think especially let's say surrounded, number one, by seeing what other TikTokers are doing right now, where they've got like posts with 1 million likes and 100k views, and how can, you know what I mean? So it was like, it's very nerve-wracking to then put myself out there and it not blowing up like somebody else, you know what I mean? But what then I realized is that, cool, similar to the YouTube, you just got to get started, you know what I mean? Just start recording. And once again, similar to you, is knowing that, okay, actually being able to record aesthetically pleasing videos, being able to go to those environments and being able to kind of, monetize it is where I want to be. And to do that, I kind of need to get started. So I just need to put up or shut up, you know what I mean? So that's something that's kind of putting me outside of my comfort zone. Number one. And then obviously number two is solo dates. I would say something else out of my comfort zone. I've been doing it for a little while now, but just kind of going to places on my own. So that's kind of that's very much outside of my comfort zone, because I've been in an environment since university where I've always had you boys around.
Always had people
always
around.
like no matter nighttime, daytime, evening time,
always had
whatever.
people around.
I've got somebody that I can shout, let's go here, let's do this. And that's the comfort zone, right? Being able to go to a party, to a shopping center, to a cinema, to a movie, to an event with somebody. And then that way, if I'm not able to socialize or things are awkward or I'm by myself, because I've got a friend, they can kind of keep me company. Whereas going on these solo dates, if you will, now it's forcing me to be in these environments by myself. And number one, I look weird because I'm by myself and that's not normal, number one. And then number two, it's like if I do then want to talk to somebody, I have to approach them rather than having somebody that I already know with me. So that's outside my comfort zone because of that. But then the output of that is, number one, being comfortable and being capable of going to wherever, whenever, by myself, number one, and then building the skill and the capacity to be somebody that's socially outgoing in new environments, whatever environment I'm in.
Why do you want to be like that? Like, what's wrong with how you are right now?
I don't like being reliant on other people when I want to do something. I want to be self-sufficient and self-reliant in whatever environment, number one. And then also number two, I always find myself turning introverted when I'm with people I know. So whenever I'm like social events or social gatherings, I always see myself kind of hiding behind you lot, if that makes sense. Not hiding because I'm shy, but just because I just like to sit back and let you lot, you know what I mean? Whereas what I notice and what I like is that whenever I'm in a new environment, so new job, new football team, new uni, I'm always
always front.
You know what I mean? Always front and center. So I want to be able to kind of bring that side back to me, and then being able to have the balance between the two, to be able to switch on and off between the two. So I think that's
similar, to be fair.
Yeah,
like, it's just being able to. But that's where, like I said, there is different kinds of people. We're the type of people who just want to be good at everything we want to be good at. Correct. Like there is no limitations on anything. So yeah, for those kind of people, it's literally just do new things, learn new things. Just remember that everything's going to be hard the first day you do it, like every single thing, and you just have to keep on going through it. Even like this, for example, the Speaking Source podcast, Source Got Spilled vlogs, everything. If you watch everything from the beginning, like we're only here today because we've stuck to it. We just got to how many followers on TikTok? I think we got like 8K followers on the Source Got Spilled TikTok. Correct. Like that's crazy.
800.
8K. No, on the Source Got Spilled TikTok, we got 8K.
Oh yeah. 8K.
On the Speaking Source 800, but even that's moving. And it's like it's all just sticking to it. Going on the smaller scale. Yeah, just start something and just keep on going with it. I think for the people who aren't like that, the people who do kind of need a bit of an extra push, then it's just think about your reason why. If you want to lose weight, why do you want to lose weight? How's it going to make you feel? If you want to gain weight, the same thing. If you want to learn a new skill, what you're going to do with it, everything. Like
I completely agree.
It's all
with you.
Progress.
And
it's all process.
There you go. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And if you want like the thinking done for you, I would say is that those of you that are in your comfort zone, it's cool. Like if you don't want to step out your comfort zone, that's completely fine.
Step out, man. Nah. Live life, man.
It's completely fine. Like, it's not for us, but it's completely fine, right? But then for those of you that want to step outside of your comfort zone, don't know why, don't know how, whatever. Number one thing, it makes you feel good, and it actually shows you how capable you are versus what you think you actually are.
Everyone knows the saying that the best life experiences are outside of your comfort zone. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Always.
Chuffed about that one.
Yeah, always.
Like, just give a little.
Yeah, light on.
Yeah, it just sounds smooth.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I think just wanted to touch upon just stepping outside the comfort zone, because I think especially like knowing you since. What? Let me try that again. Since I've known you, I think I've seen you transition as well from somebody that's like when I knew you to who you are now, and the growth and that transition came from you doing things outside of your comfort zone, alongside obviously you making mistakes, learn from the mistakes, but a lot of the catalyst or an important category from that is doing things outside of your comfort zone. So like once again, we are living proof. Like we've got stories to show, to share, and to tell you guys of why we recommend it, why you should do it, and how you can go about it. So yeah man, just kind of take those words to live by, and yeah man, Appreciate the love, man. But yeah, that is stepping outside of your comfort zone. Anything else you want to say before we shoot off?
Now, as always, just thank you. Always thank you. Like I said, why we're doing this is to show everybody just the whole process. Like, we plan on sticking through this until the day where we're famous and millionaires and everybody knows us. And all of these videos will be here for everybody to see exactly how things were before we were how we are. Yeah. So yeah, just keep on supporting and yeah, keep on dropping in topics for us to talk about. Like, we're down to talk about anything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool. And with that, it's been your boy Bongs.
It's been Shay Ventures.
And we out of here. Peace.